Hello everyone. Today we're gonna be putting guys on Soulstice. The intro is a bit long, so this time around I'm doing things a bit different. I'm just gonna skip it. We're gonna hit the action. Let me know if you prefer the other way, where if you just want to sit through the long intro, then that's fine. I'll keep doing that. So Soulstice is a game in the vein of Devil May Cry. It is an action game. I originally thought it was a Souls-like game, but it's not. At least not in what I've seen. I really like both the graphics and the two main characters. I do not know where the story is going. I don't really know why they are the way they are. The character you control, whose name I can't remember, she's referred to as Ashen Knight here in this freeform tutorial, where you have the chance of trying out most of the moves. Well, most of the basic moves anyway. The combat is pretty smooth. It does feel it has a bit of weight to it as well, which is cool because she's wielding this giant sword. You have your standard dodge. You can only dodge 3 times in a row before doing that roll, which seems it might leave you vulnerable for a bit. The visuals are pretty cool, as well as the character designs, I think. And she turns into this half monster thing. In the box, it says she's a chimera, but I don't know what chimera means in this scenario. I remember the chimera from Full Metal Alchemist. If you've never seen it, I'm not gonna spoil it, but yeah. I don't like that by pressing the attack buttons, you can see the menu skip prompt on the side. It is a minor nitpick, but I do button mash. And I would like to not have that while I'm recording the video, but you know.
Are you alright?
Don't worry. I can handle this and more.
It just won't give up.
I'd be disappointed if it did. Now it's our turn.
I think the art style and the general atmosphere of the game is pretty cool. It is grim, but it's not hyper realistic grim.
I can hear their cries, sister. All the lost souls.
The Order set a small tear. Not that the world's veil ripped apart.
And I have absolutely no idea what's going on with the story.
Look, there, above the cathedral.
Ilden. One of the 3 capitals. The seat of the torchbearer.
Once the light of the kingdom. Now it burns.
I can't do this. It's too much. I can't even fathom why the Order sent us here with the other chimeras. I'm not ready. We are not ready.
To them, we are just Briar and Loot. The outcasts. I see, this is our chance to prove ourselves. We can't waste it. Anyway, we're late. Can you sense the others?
The echo of the dead is just too strong. It dulls my senses.
Loot, you need to focus.
Forgive me. I will do better. Whatever ripped open the veil must be powerful.
Let's look for our observer.
He should be able to tell us more of what transpired here.
Then we best find him quickly.
And here we are. The camera is fixed. So it's more like, again, Devil May Cry. Or even Resident Evil, even if that's a different genre of game.
The touch of chaos always leaves traces.
I don't recall if God of War had a fixed camera.
Turning them on the strong.
But anyway, it is fixed.
It is needlessly cruel.
I know all too well how chaos corrupts and kills.
I'm sorry, sister. I didn't mean...
We have more important tasks than mourning those we can't save.
We were saved. Do not forget.
So in this area it starts pretty slow. You don't encounter any enemies until further down the line. This seems to be more geared towards getting acquainted with the controls. And there's a lot of boxes to break. You all know what to do with boxes. It's probably a gamer thing. Just go breaking everything and collecting the loot.
These docks spread for miles along the bay. They once teemed with life. And now,
It's like this city has been dead for years. Ilden is no more loot. We better get used to the idea.
And up top, that looks pretty cool. I like the background a lot. The controls are fairly standard, and they respond very well. So that's a really good thing. I don't know what the Ashes of a Fallen Chimera does. Oh man. You can't jump over that barrier, even if you have a double jump.
You will miss it when it's gone.
There don't seem to be a run button proper.
We are not alone.
You just continue running. You just continue walking. And she starts running on her own eventually.
These broke. They were just people once before they became corrupted.
Call this the judge's mercy then. One death.
Let's keep it up.
The combat is fun, but right now we're in such an early stage of the game that there's really not a lot to write home about. There's nothing really spectacular going on. And this is not a bad thing. There's new moves and new abilities available as you progress. I don't understand these rankings. I don't know which one is higher, Diamond or Platinum. I would think it would be Diamond because, I mean, I got 0 damage. But who knows? That ranking system is essentially the same as there is in Devil May Cry. Only Devil May Cry is rated... Wait a minute, no. It's actually more akin to Bayonetta, where you can get Platinum on the battles. At any rate, it's a good fun thing to have. Unless OCD strikes and you have to absolutely get the highest ranking every single battle. And then you'll be repeating battles a lot. I've done that. In the beginning you can select chapters. So that should help. Or well, I should say that helps if you want to replay a specific chapter to get better times or trophies. But I don't know if there's a place where you can see all your rankings. So there's that.
Who's next? There's more.
I'm ready, sister. I will protect you, sister.
Now there is no block or parry that I know yet. But you can use loot. Loot's the ghost.
You want more?
To interrupt your enemies when you get that prompt. That B prompt.
She is my love.
Loot protects you in a way. I think that's a pretty cool mechanic. It's
We're not
it's different from the usual, where you block parry and then you counter. I mean, you're still doing it by pressing the button, but it's a different character that does the action in the game. And I think that's pretty cool.
They're drawn to us like moths to a flame.
They can't resist the lure of life.
Every time I hear Moths to the Flame,
Even
it
though
reminds me of Dark Souls
comes
2.
from
I just can't help it. Castlevania Lords of Shadow is also in this style of game, with fixed camera, action. The first one was pretty good. And I never finished it. I should at some point replay that game. Story of my life.
Sister,
What was that?
I felt the tear itself. It's growing.
The Observer. The sooner we get to him, the better.
I have no idea what an observer does. The graphics look really nice. I really like the design of the game. The visual design, that is. Loot also serves as your counter for ranged attacks.
I'm just I'm not done yet.
You have a launch attack that allows you to perform aerial combos, which are fairly standard in these types of games.
I am ready.
There's more.
I'm ready, sister.
Well, seems like Diamond is the place to be.
That's how. I can't stand it.
It must be him.
Oh, and it has challenges, just like in Bayonetta. So, upon entering here, you go into a different arena, similar to what we saw in the beginning. And you have a time limit to kill as many enemies as the game throws at you. I don't remember what that was called in Bayonetta. But you would find these spots and then go and undergo a challenge that gave you rewards if you completed it successfully. Oh dear.
While all life must perish, that which is immortal is bound to be reborn. But the Shaper had no hand in your creation. Did he, sweet sisters?
You're our Observer?
I am Leighton. I am here to assist you.
How exactly? An Observer's talents won't be of much help in this fight.
Oh, I fight for the Order of the Ashen Blade in my own way. My presence here is proof enough of my worth. You, on the
Not
other
sure I
hand,
trust him.
are said to be unstable, unruly, and unwilling to follow orders.
Translation, we get things done.
Our fame precedes us.
Why do you taunt us?
Your shade is speaking. And to me, how quaint.
Somehow, your authority as an observer is not enough to silence her. What happened here?
A tear opened, clearly. Its cause is unknown. But it's the largest yet seen, and, I do believe, getting larger still.
I doubt the Order will be able to hide this one from the masses.
And once it was open,
Many were corrupted, others were possessed. They saw to the rest.
The Order did not foresee it this time.
That is why you were called. You and your 2 comrades.
3 chimeras. At least the Ashen Blade is sparing no effort now.
Well, 2 chimeras. And you.
So caustic. Where are the others?
Strangely, those 2 did not wish to wait for you. You should hurry. Find them. And
I don't think they want my help.
if you can. Don't scowl at me. I can offer powerful assistance, if you do.
Then let us pray you remain safe.
Indeed. May the torchbearer light your way.
may the judge show you mercy.
And may the Shaper grant you fortune in this life. If that's what you can call it. The freight elevators will take you where you need to go.
Good.
Perhaps you will prove us all wrong. I will be watching. Judge's wisdom, dear sisters.
Well, no idea, but I don't have enough money to purchase anything at the moment, so... I would like to get at least to the first boss, if there's such a thing. Which... there has to be. Can't have an action game like this without bosses. And I really like the audio as well. The burning in the background, the sound of the chains and machinery moving, the creaking wood. That is quite the elevator as well.
One down.
Let's keep it up. We're not backing down.
You want more? I've got more. Who's next? I'm not done yet.
I love the detail that she's covered in blood. Oh no! Platinum. There's an item down there, but I don't want to go back down. I want to see what's up here.
The freight elevators. Someone blocked them.
Well, that is no good.
But that would stop the people escaping.
Exactly. They left on their precious ships and left the rest to die. That way, they'd made sure they'd escape.
So cruel. Letting others die so they could live.
And yet they all died anyway. Cowards.
No, they deserve it. No. Crap. I really like that we have a double jump from the get-go.
The suffering, the death that still lingers here. Will I ever be able to silence them in my mind?
Here we go. The combat is not as fast-paced as other games, like say Spider-Man, which is a game I did a video recently on, but it feels good. It's solid.
Who's next? I'm just wrong.
I will take care of it.
Oh, gold. I'm losing my touch over here.
Here, we can go this
All
way to
right.
the bridge.
I also really like the verticality of this level. it's nice that it has the stats at the end of the level. So yeah, you can come back, and it saves your progress, so you keep the abilities you purchase and stuff. So you can come back to redo the fights and get all diamond badges.
Something's coming.
No way, and I got an achievement for that.
What is that? Oh, no, I won't. Not again.
Sister, stay with me. Don't
Damn.
So she has a transformation, it seems, and it reminds me of the Devil Trigger in Devil May Cry. So she becomes half monster and radiates an aura of power, becomes definitely more powerful.
Oh, talk to me. Are you alright?
Yes, despite my weakness.
That power was immense. It's not your fault.
Then whose fault is it? You saw, I almost... If I gave in to the corruption inside me, you'd be lost. I won't allow it.
You resisted. No other chimera could have done that.
No other chimera with a damn corrupted as a knight, you mean?
Sister, that was an insanely powerful aura. And there's something else. I could sense there were two chimeras at the source. I felt their strain, their suffering. They pushed themselves to their limits. It was like a scream in my head. But then all of a sudden, they were gone.
Both of them. Are you certain?
I can't sense either of them now. And the other aura, it's gone too.
Not for good, I
That's
think.
probably our boss.
We might be the only ones left to fight it.
Be on guard then. We may have to deal with it sooner or later.
Well, that seems like a perfect area for a boss fight. Maybe.
Ethereal resident from the tear. It bears the taint of the corruption. We can shatter them if we work together. Let me focus my energy.
That's a pretty cool mechanic too. And for some reason I'm thinking of Legacy of Kain Soul Reaver, where you switched from the spiritual realm to the physical realm, and vice versa. Oh, that's cool. So the game is giving me more things as I progress. That's great. I'm getting distracted by this Unity thing and I keep getting hit. I think it's really cool that the game wants you to use both characters. That's a really neat concept right there.
There's more. I'm just warming up.
I'm not sure what Unity does though.
Loot over there.
I am ready.
More damage, higher attack speed, I'm not sure. But her blade is glowing. Also, that's a lot of enemies. They keep coming.
You want more? I've got
Hmm.
more.
I will take care of it.
Who's next? Cover me, Loot.
This is a perfect moment for the quote, "We stand as one."
I'm not done yet.
That was a cool fight. But took me forever. Went down to bronze.
All this death, guards, peasants, it didn't matter who they were.
It mattered. The guards sealed the gates.
Trapping the people inside.
They tried to contain the corrupted and failed.
Well, as it stands, I don't think we're gonna make it to the boss fight. But I'm gonna leave it here. I think it's a game with great potential. I really like everything I've seen so far. I like how it controls, how it looks. I really like the two main characters and their dynamic. I also really like that the devs made it a game mechanic, their interaction, so you keep them at high unity, and that gives you gameplay benefits. So that's pretty cool. All in all, even if I was expecting a Souls-like game, but I got an action game instead, I am not disappointed in the least. I really like the game, and I recommend it. If you're a fan of action games, this is a solid game. I don't know where the story is gonna lead, or what's gonna happen, but there's enough in there to pique my interest. And time permitting, I will definitely be playing this game to completion. The question, of course, is when? Not if, but when. Because there's no time. With all that said, I'll see you on the next one. Have a good one. Cheers.